Do you find yourself rolling your eyes anytime you hear the word manifestation? Would you describe yourself as a realist? Someone who can't get behind all the fluffy woo-woo ideas? If you answered yes to either one of those questions, I made this video just for you. I have a lot of realists in my life who I love very dearly, and I wanted to create a series of videos that would help them to understand the principles that have helped me come into the best version of myself. And I'm sharing them with you today. Here's the truth I want you to hear right from the start. Manifestation is for you. There's no need for you to suspend your belief in reality. You don't have to rely on blind faith, and you definitely don't have to fall into the patterns of practicing toxic positivity. Most people who struggle with these concepts aren't doing anything wrong. They're just misunderstanding how all of this actually works. And that's what I'm here to do today, to break down the reality of manifesting. No fluff, no magical thinking, and most importantly, no pressure to believe anything blindly. This isn't about pretending that everything is fine. It's about understanding how change actually happens. Hey guys, it's Gata and welcome back to my channel. This is my little corner of the internet where I like to sit down and chit chat about some of the principles and truths that I've learned throughout my journey that have helped me create a life that I truly love, because I want you to be able to do the same. If you're interested in that sort of thing and want to stick around for a while, please consider liking this video or subscribing. I'd love to have you around.
Hello guys, it's Editing Gata here with a quick break from our scheduled programming. I just sat down to start working on this video and realized that I have lipstick on my teeth for like 90% of the clips in this video, which would not have been my choice if I would have been aware of that while I was filming. I swear I checked, but apparently some migrated to my teeth anyway. So what can you do? Under ideal circumstances, I would sit down and refilm the whole video, but as you can hear, I have a case of laryngitis. I'm not sick, but I lost my voice, and the only way to really get it back is to not talk. So I'm trying really hard this weekend to preserve my voice and not use it any more than I have to. I still think the information in the video that I recorded is really useful. I think the perspective is nice, and I think that it'll resonate with a lot of people. So I'm going to post it anyway. I feel like I consume like 75% of my YouTube content as a podcast anyway. So if you like just listening to your videos, this would be a good one to do that with. And if you decide to watch it anyway, I hope that the lipstick on my teeth is not too distracting. Thank you guys so much for your grace and understanding as I navigate this messy middle part of my YouTube journey. And comment below a lipstick emoji or set of lips so I never forget to check my teeth while I'm filming again. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Back on schedule.
When you hear the word manifestation, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Unrealistic, passive, delusional? Getting what you want in life can't possibly be as easy as think about the thing that you want and you'll attract it to you. This is real life, not a fairy tale. Manifestation is often presented as overly positive, out of touch, and an unrealistic approach to how the world actually works. And that can feel incredibly alienating, especially if you're somebody who prides yourself on being logical, observant, and firmly grounded in our real life experiences, the realists of the world. So if manifestation has ever felt like too much for you to get on board with, it doesn't mean that you're closed-minded. It means that you're discerning. That's a beautiful thing to be. So for a moment, let's release the law of attraction language altogether. Let's just talk about the way that we actually move through the world. Everything starts with identity. Our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves shape every experience that we have. If someone identifies as shy, they probably have a hard time speaking up and meeting new people. If you identify as someone who's caring and generous, you probably go out of your way to help others. Who we believe ourselves to be shows up in our words, in our thoughts, and in our actions. And the longer that we hold on to those beliefs, the more solidified they become within us. If you've spent your whole life believing that you're shy, you'll continue acting that way, and your experiences will continue to reinforce the beliefs that you hold. This creates a feedback loop. Belief shapes experience, and experience reinforces belief. Now, this is where your nervous system comes in. Our nervous system, the hub of how we perceive ourselves and the world around us, is directly shaped by these beliefs that we hold. It sets the bar for what feels safe for us to experience. Without any conscious effort on your part, your nervous system is always working to keep you in line with what feels familiar, what feels safe, what you repeatedly expect, notice, and feel safe receiving, you move toward. Your conscious and subconscious mind are constantly working together and guiding your decisions in a way that supports the beliefs that you already hold about yourself. Here's the good news. There's a lot here within your control. We actually have the ability to reprogram the thoughts and beliefs that we currently hold about ourselves. We can reprogram our entire internal system. And that's what consciously creating really is. Not wishing your life better based on blind faith, but using what we know about human psychology to our advantage. If you change the beliefs that you hold about yourself, you change how you act. If you change how you act, you change how you show up in the world. If you consistently show up differently, you change the direction of your entire life. That's all alignment is. When the life that you desire lines up with your beliefs about yourself and your nervous system feels comfortable accepting those things, then you enter a whole new reality. You notice opportunities you once overlooked. You take chances that you would have avoided in the past. Your mind gently nudges you toward the life that you actually want to experience. You know, the things you want to attract. Think of it this way. Your body is like a hard drive. It's the physical mechanism that allows you to act and experience the world around you. Your inner beliefs are the software. They're invisible, but always running in the background, telling your hard drive what's possible to achieve. When a computer runs on outdated software, it doesn't matter how tough the hardware is. Performance slows. Things glitch. Nothing is working optimally. That's what limiting beliefs do. They don't just break you down, they slow you down. The good news here is that your software can be updated. This took me a long time to really understand, but I've got a few lived experiences that really helped it click for me. Like so many women out there, I struggled with my body image and sense of self-worth in my teenage and early adult years. It always felt like a battle I just couldn't win. Then I gained some weight, the dreaded freshman 15 and then some. And I carried that extra weight as a physical burden, but also as a mental one. I felt like a prisoner in my own body and was always uncomfortable in my own skin. Then one day I was climbing the stairs where I lived, and by the time I reached the top of the landing, I felt absolutely winded. I realized right then that it wasn't really the weight loss or the idealized body image that I was looking for. It was health. It was energy. It was vitality. So I stopped focusing on the number that was on the scale, and I started focusing on being a healthy person. That was the shift. I wasn't trying to become somebody healthy someday. I was stepping into the identity of somebody that is healthy today. Somebody who takes care of her body. Somebody who eats nourishing foods because she knows it fuels her life. Somebody who moves every day just because it feels good. Once I internalized that identity, my actions flowed naturally. Suddenly, the habits that I've been trying to force for years felt attainable. Not just attainable, but natural. Nothing disappeared and nothing became effortless overnight, but the effort stopped feeling like resistance. Now, being healthy is just a part of who I am. Even after going through pregnancy, childbirth, and breastfeeding, I'm still able to maintain a body that I love and feel really confident in. And I do all of that without consciously managing my health. I don't have to think about it anymore. I just live it because it's a part of who I am. Not magic. It's just internal programming. Realizing that these identity principles apply to every area of my life was incredibly empowering for me. I wasn't a victim of circumstance anymore. I was actively participating in my own creation. Now, I want to make something very clear. When people are talking about the law of attraction, they're often pointing to a set of very real mechanisms in the human mind. Attention, identity, emotional regulation, repetition, and action. The danger comes when we try to rush this process, or when we try to bypass the internal work necessary to support real change. You can't sustainably act out of alignment with your inner self. Your subconscious mind just won't allow it. But when you understand these principles, you take your power back. You stop reacting to life and start participating in it. This isn't magic. It's not toxic positivity, and it's definitely not delusion either. Some people like using spiritual language to internalize these principles, and that's okay. Call it whatever you want. But this video isn't for the dreamers and for the romantics. It's for the cynics, the realists of the world. So here's the truth I really want you to hear. Nothing here is coming out of thin air. When you change how you show up, the world responds. That's how real growth and evolution happens. This can be a lot of information to take in, so please don't feel any pressure to act right this second. We don't create from manic urgency. We create from thoughtful intention. So just take a moment and ask yourself, What are the beliefs I'm still carrying about myself? How are they shaping the way that I show up in the world? And do they align with the version of myself that I want to be now? Awareness is the first step. From there, change can happen slowly, gently, and without resistance. Not by magic, but by human design. I hope that this gave you a more grounded overview of what some people like to refer to as manifestation. Your self-concept, your nervous system, your attention, and your actions create the world that you get to experience. Over the next few videos, we'll dive into each of those 4 topics a little more deeply, all with our feet firmly planted on the ground. If you're ready to ditch the fluff and fantasy, this video series is for you. I'm calling the series Law of Attraction for Cynics because I really want people to understand that you don't have to suspend your belief in reality to understand these principles or to leverage them for your benefit. Whether you believe in them or not, they're already at play. My hope is that by exploring these topics in a grounded and realistic way, you feel empowered to internalize a very important truth. Whether you consider yourself a dreamer or a realist, you too have the power to create the life that you crave. If you guys are still here, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I always appreciate your time and hope you got something valuable from this.